we can minimize you to only make 25 mistakes per game, that means that your team will only make 225 mistakes versus 250, which will mean you will have a high chance of winning, because people are not as proactive as they would like to be. They're very good at punishing mistakes. They're not very good at forcing a person to make the initial mistake.
Yeah, I can vote for that, absolutely. I feel like I'm using the tube to get somewhere I should have been, as opposed to being somewhere that like people should be arriving to with me. So this is good.
Exactly. So if we can minimize the amount of mistakes you make, it means that it's harder for the enemy team to punish anything, meaning that you guys have more windows to punish. Right?
I've seen a couple of different like coaching guides, and a lot of them say you need to know the fundamentals, but no one says the fundamentals. They just move on.
Yes. So fundamentals is often something like understanding roam windows, right? Okay. I'm gonna touch base on that when I see this game. I'm basically just gonna say you will have, even if you don't roam, this is the moment you have time to roam, and this is why you can roam and stuff like that. We're gonna touch base on like warding. When you ward, if you buy too many control wards, if you don't place them correctly, where you should be placing your wards. Like all these things are what I tend to try to touch as much on as possible. Okay. Obviously, we tend to only have around an hour.
Yeah.
And I can only give as much information as possible, because honestly, if it's just too much information, your mind will just fucking melt over and you will not get all of it, right?
Absolutely.
That's also why I record it, because as much as everyone tries to listen, it's nice to, the same reason when you do homeworks, you go to a class, you take notes, right?
Yeah, you got the exact same.
Exactly. So, I don't know if you can.
Before we get in, just because I'm more used to like fighting game terminology and stuff, I'm down to do all the League of Legends stuff, but I was just curious, as just like an abstract, is there any like fundamental thing as a Bard player I should learn first that'll just like have the biggest impact overall?
2 chimes a minute.
2 chimes
should always be the goal, right?
Perfect.
The reason for this is 2 chimes will start spawning every 45 seconds.
Right.
From the 5-minute mark, I believe it is.
Okay.
If you don't get the 2 chimes a minute, you will be way weaker than your champion is designed to be, basically.
Yeah, because all your damage is in your chimes.
Yes, all your damage, all your slows, a lot of things, right? It also means experience, it means roaming potential, it's so much different things, right?
Okay.
And then a fundamental about support, when you play roaming support, is a lot of support, and I will 100% see it here as well.
Mm-hmm.
People don't back when they should back. They're gonna run around for 10 or 15 seconds more than they need to, because you either get hit by a chime, or you see something you want to do, or you decide to overstay to remove a ward or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically, key of rule is you always want to pair your reset with a carry.
Okay.
So you're back on the map the same time as a carry, because the carry is what you want to enable.
Okay.
If you're back on the map in a moment where your carry is not on the map, or vice versa, there's a lot of wasted time, meaning that you're going to lose a lot of resources on the map.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent.
But if there's anything I'm talking about you don't understand, or if you quickly have a question, you just interrupt me. Interrupt me as many times as you want. You just because else I'll just talk and talk. I'll of course be you get that or you understand that, but I'll just continue basically. So you just
sounds good.
Whenever there's anything, you just say.
Perfect. I will be sure to ask plenty of questions.
Yeah. So the first thing I notice is your build thingy here, right?
Yes. This is from you.
Yeah, but all this down here.
Oh yeah, I added that. Sorry.
It's just no.
Don't do that. Okay.
Yeah, it's just this has to this is core build, which is fantastic. This is always correct.
Okay.
The only difference is that the item order sometimes changes depending on the game.
Yeah.
And that's basically just what you have to learn. It's the same thing with the boots here. This is probably always going to be removed as well. Currently, it's just always these 2 boots.
Okay.
And the way you basically is do they have 4 or more CC abilities that will fuck me? Then we go Mercs. Okay. If they don't have that, then it's basically always Tabbies. Because auto attacks is always nice to have reduced damage on.
So if they only have slows on their team, does that make swiftness viable or no?
No.
Okay.
Slows simply don't matter that much.
Okay.
the moment you get slowed, you're in a annoying situation, but you will often find yourself just able to portal away.
Okay.
CC will prevent you from that, and then you're kind of fucked. Right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So we have to remove completely this. This is also Gigabait. It ties
Okay.
you to the lane, so you can't ever do what you're supposed to do, and you waste your meeps on auto attacks on minions.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then all of this is removed as well. This is fine.
Okay.
As well. Like both of those potions, depending on the situation.
Yes.
I would say 8 out of 10 times you get the iron one because tank stats is just key here, but sometimes you need a bit more damage, and then it's nice to have that option as well.
Sounds good. While we're looking at builds here, I saw a few of your streams recently where you were building Frozen Heart, and then you're like, oh no, I gotta go Randuin's now because someone else has Frozen Heart.
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Because Frozen Hearts don't stack.
Oh, okay.
So you always buy Frozen Heart because you want the attack speed debuff, right?
Right.
If someone else already have the attack speed debuff, that means that you're basically buying an item just for the armor, right? Gotcha. Because Frozen Heart, you don't buy it for the HP anyway, for the mana anyways. Mana is useless in Bard because you have so much mana built from your passive.
Yeah, those chimes are great for that.
Exactly. That's also why we always go the Warden's Mail first on Frozen Heart. First of all, it has a very good passive, and for the second, because Warden's Mail both build into Frozen Heart, and it builds into Randuin's.
Right. Okay.
So you can flex very quickly if you see someone on your team is kind of griefing your build.
Gotcha. Okay.
Randuin's works far better into comps where they're not very attack speed reliant. Let's say you play into a comp where they have, let's say, a Jin, right?
Yeah.
He's not attack speed reliant, and then they have a Set and a Rengar, right?
Oh, okay.
That means they have a lot of burst and a lot of damage, but they're not very attack speed reliant. Then Randuin's will, with the minus 10% damage when you proc it, right? Like when you use the active, they will do minus 10% damage to everyone.
Now, in that comp that you listed here, would Zhonya's be better?
No, because that's a selfish item that only works and helps yourself, right?
Right. Okay.
You want to enable your teammates. The entire reason we go this build is because we're gonna use our HP bar as a resource, right?
Right.
We don't want to stay on 100% HP. Most of the time, if you also watch my stream, I will try to be as annoying as I can until I'm like 5% HP, basically, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people will always be like, how the fuck do you always live with 50 HP, right? Because I always try to get down to 50 HP. Because if they waste, let's say, I have 2000 HP, right?
Right.
But I have 60% armor, so damage reduction, and 40% MR, magic damage reduction.
Yeah.
That means that I can often tank what is basically 5000 damage.
Right.
If I tank 5000 damage, it means 5000 damage I'm taking away from my teammates that would normally have taken that. And that can be the deciding factor between. So in a lot of the cases, I don't even have to hit like my stuns to win the game. I just have to soak the damage and wait for my team to do the proper damage.
And you just figure that out through limit testing, I guess, and just like experience. Because I know 100%. I'm very guilty of basing at like I'll be at 20% HP and I'll be like, I'm just getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
If you're no longer useful in a situation, right? It's all about limit testing and having put yourself in pretty much every situation, and then you use that experience into understanding what can I and what can I not do.
Okay, so I'll figure that out in time then. Perfect.
Exactly. It's by doing what we are doing now, it kind of you skip a lot of steps because you can obviously teach yourself everything to get to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
But it might take you far longer. Like what I did, I VOD reviewed all my own games and tried to teach myself everything.
Learned so much from VOD reviewing versus just pounding out games. It's
exactly it's about quality over quantity. That's why what I always say as well. Coaching is fantastic in the way that it just like it teaches you a lot.
I feel like this must like make you improve a lot too, I guess, just so you can. I mean, if you're able to teach someone, you probably just solidify that knowledge yourself a lot more too.
I just find coaching a lot more fun than actually playing the game as well.
You probably look at Low Elo and like, what are these people doing?
Nah, like we all start somewhere, right? That's what we have to
Absolutely.
remember.
That's true. Yeah,
The
being bad is
biggest
the
pet,
first step towards being good, right?
yes, the biggest pet peeve I have is more if a person, let's say a silver player, silver,
Yeah.
and they use most of the time complaining about the silver teammates instead of focusing on
Oh God,
themselves.
no. It's
Yes,
always me. If it's not, I mean, even if it isn't me, it's me because I could have tried. Maybe I should have pinged more. Maybe I should have done something else more. I
exactly.
don't
So we're
know.
gonna touch base on the first mistake you have already done here.
Well, the
All,
game hasn't started. Okay.
no, but you have not collected your 3 chimes, which is
Okay.
very important for Bard, right? Because
So
3 chimes is 60 experience,
yes.
meaning that you will hit level 2 1
Mhm.
millimillion faster, and you will hit level 3 2 millimillions faster than anyone else in that lane.
Okay.
Meaning that it will give you a lot more control.
So I heard through the Bard Discord that if you leave the first chime spawns idle, it helps you going to that mid gank or getting back to lane on a reset. But I guess we want to prioritize level 2 here.
You will always prioritize having the strongest laning phase you can.
Okay. Okay, so I gotta
Doing
get those chimes.
doing what the Bard Discord says is basically leaves you weaker in the most important part of the game to
Mm,
maybe have a coin flip gank that you don't know what will happen because you don't know if you will have that roam timer.
right.
So it
Okay.
doesn't matter if you can get there faster.
So we gotta be
So
consistent here.
we
I
are
like that.
always gonna make the best decision we have in the moment instead of hoping for better thing that will happen in 5 minutes that we can't like fully rely on.
Gotcha.
So always make the best decision you can with what you have.
Okay. Excellent.
This is fine. This is all good.
Mm-hmm.
At around this time, you have to leave.
Okay.
When it hits 900 HP, you leave.
Oh, all right.
You don't want to overhelp him because it means that if you get back into the lane before after they do,
Yeah.
the enemy support and AD carry will often be able to move up here
Mm-hmm.
and kind of keep you away from the melee minions, which sucks.
Right. So we do this so that we can have lane control.
Yeah, you can see how she's already here a bit earlier.
Yeah.
If their support, you will notice it the higher elo you get, that their support will now stand here and
Just wall us out.
wall us out or at least get 100 damage for free on you
Right.
before you're let into it.
Okay.
Since Amir is here, we don't know where the support is, you should always just ping that.
Okay.
When you don't know where the support is, you always have to assume, even if you don't think so, that they're in here. So you have to be up here in this situation.
Right.
Then when you see him walk in, then you can go start matching because you want to match the enemy support.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, obviously this is a hook support, so you always want to play within the minions, so you don't just have a direct hook line.
Right.
Because if you just walk up to auto attack here, he hooks, Samira uses passive, and then you're kind of forced to flash.
Gotcha.
You can see he doesn't do it, but like this is like you're basically griefing here because it's so easy to just force you away.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure this Nautilus is not that good.
No, he's not good, but you can still see you hard lose the trade because you do what you shouldn't be doing, right?
Absolutely. So I should always be playing the minion wave into hook supports?
Yes. You can also see he doesn't have a sweeper. So what you want to do is you play in the minion wave, you place a ward here, that forces him to only play in this brush up here, and you keep playing to the left side of the lane since he can hook through the minions.
So
that will force the Samira to be on the right side as well, making it easier for your melee AD carry to farm the melee minions as well. Because he will always know where Samira is.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course, and that's what I'm here for. So that's what you always want to notice, basically. Do they have wards? Or do they have sweeper? If they have a sweeper, you can always trade your ward for 60 gold. Like basically 3 of your spell thief gold, right?
Right.
You know they came delayed to lane, meaning that their jungler's probably starting bot side and then going to top side, right?
Right.
Then the next timer you have is around the 3 minutes. You're gonna see where your jungler gets the Skull Crab. If it's contested, if it's not contested, it probably means that they are on the other side of the map to take the Skull Crab. And if they are that, then you have to start warding for that instead.
Okay. Oh, this is cool. I thought they were going to push in, so I had already preemptively warded there. Big mistake, I guess.
I think this queue is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when your AD carry is too far away, as he is here,
Yes.
you have 0 spell thief stacks. It basically just, like, the damage you have right now won't stick anyways. It won't really do a lot. So it just leaves them a 10-second window where they can move up and force your way, because you have nothing you can do before your Q is up again.
Okay.
So pay attention to where your AD carry is before you just randomly use your abilities. Just because you can hit it doesn't mean you have to.
Right.
As you can see, let's see this. let's say this hook randomly hit, right?
Yeah.
You won't be able to do much for him because your Q is down, and that's what I mean with that. They have a window to really punish.
Okay. Yeah.
You're focusing the right champion here, by the way. You always want to focus the hook champion, because if they get too low HP, they can never hook in, giving you guys big fresh room. So this is correct. Okay. So even though a lot of people think they always have to focus the AD carry. Against enchanters, you have to focus the AD carry. Against hook champions, you often have to focus the hook. You can see again this auto attack here. It's bad because, well, if you can auto attack him like this, he can probably hook you. And since Samira is right next to him, they can draw this triangle, mean that they're both in engage range, right? While your Yasuo is over here, you're going on the not Nautilus, mean that he can only jump on Samira. He won't be able to help you with this over here.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that when you have this triangle drawn, you will have to always focus this.
Right.
And they have this triangle, so they always have to focus this.
Okay. Yeah, I remember someone mentioning triangles, but I didn't quite get it before. But this makes sense.
That's why you always want to play on the line, basically. I mean that if let's say the Yasuo was here and you were here, or you were up here, then it's super, super bad.
Right. So question, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Let's say, like, in this situation, I'm playing with a buddy, because he's trying to teach me the game as we're going. When I play some solo queue games, I have AD carries that do not want to leave the tower, and they're very passive. Am I stuck to being like parallel to them, and I'm just at the mercy of the AD carry until I can roam, or should I at least try and do something?
You always copy the AD carry playstyle, because you have to assume the AD carry player is always gonna be wrong. So you always have to copy the AD carry player, meaning that if they're aggressive, you're aggressive. If they're passive, you're passive. Okay. Because if you try to force them to do something in a game with very minimal communication, it breaks.
Right.
And you're not on the same page. If you can force yourself to always just mimic your teammates' play style, you guys will always be on the same page. Communication will always be a lot easier, and you will never overforce or underforce anything. Obviously, if you see a very defensive AD carry, you're gonna leave him to just be very defensive, and whenever you have a roam window, you roam.
Okay.
A roam window is basically when the wave, let's say you guys are blue team in this scenario, right?
Right.
Whenever the wave is pushing towards your AD carry, you can roam, because it means that they don't have to step up to farm. The farm will come to them.
Right.
However, let's say that they have engaged champion on support, and you leave them on too big of a wave, they are in the threat of being dove.
Right.
So this is why you have, with experience, have to weigh: is it worth to roam? What's the chance of them to dive my champion, my AD carry? Does he have summoners to outplay it? Does he have the tools to do stuff?
Okay.
If he has the tools to outplay it, then you have the 60-40. I mean that there's 60% chance that he will do better and he will survive it, and there's 40% chance he dies. If you have this, then it's fine for you to roam.
Okay.
But if it's suddenly a 40-60, then it's a bad play, and then it's not a good way to do it. Let's say it's a 60-40 because your AD carry has no flash, and there's there's 12 minions pushing in, so they have plenty of time to dive him.
Right.
Okay. You can always also roam when you crash the wave into enemy turret, because when you crash, it will always set up a slow push. And you can always roam if your AD carry is resetting, but you don't have anything to reset for, then you can also roam. Okay. And you can obviously always roam when the enemy support is also roaming.
Gotcha. Okay. I
so
can keep those
are very, obviously those are very ground rules, and there's always exceptions.
There's always an exception.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that's why experience and all the other stuff comes in, where you just have to kind of think about doing it instead of just being like, oh, it's pushing so I can roam. Right?
Yeah.
Always have to put in the facts, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm at the stage where I kind of just try stupid things and seeing what works, to be honest. So this is good.
Keep throwing things to the wall. Just remember what sticks to the wall and what doesn't stick to the wall. Then you will learn.
Absolutely.
If you keep throwing stuff to the wall without learning what sticks to the wall, then you won't, right? So there's nothing wrong with testing as long as you actually use the testing. Again, here, right? You get hooked here now.
Yeah.
The issue here is that when you do this, right, you can see how he's gonna be in a bit of a rough situation.
Yeah.
Issue here is now Samir backed off, North continued, and therefore you guys win.
Right, because he wasn't matching her playstyle, I guess.
Exactly. He was overconfident. Communication wasn't on the right point, and he stopped from the fight started while he fought here, which is good because it's around his wave. Then he moved up the fight here, which is around your wave, meaning that all these ranged minions here is attacking him as well, which is like 30 damage a second as well.
Okay.
When she starts auto attacking, you can see instantly how this all goes on her as well. At this point, it's around 100 damage a second. Because it's 6 range minions and a cannon minion, which each do like... The mini minions do around 5 damage, and the casters do around 10 to 13, and the cannon does 20 to 30 damage. And they auto attack pretty much once a second.
So I should just be hesitant if I'm moving too far into their wave during some
trades. Always, early part of the game, a lot of the damage often comes from fighting in waves.
Okay.
So right now you guys can fight because you guys don't care if the mini minions aggro on top of you because they only do 5 damage. But if, let's say you got up here and fought around these minions, then you have to be more hesitant. Right. These minions aggro will reset if you move into the brush where there's no vision.
Okay.
So if, let's say, she quickly ran into this brush up here where there's no vision, you can see how the minions suddenly stop auto attacking.
Yeah. Huh.
And you crash the wave here, and then you want to reset.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. No reason for you to move into the brush. You waste 2 seconds by it, because you have information that Vayne, Lilia, and Aurelia is up here, so you can reset in the middle of the lane.
Right.
It's such a small thing, but you can see how you used 2-3 seconds.
So
and that means you're 2-3 seconds later on the map, which can be the big difference on a roam timer if you're where you should be.
And that'll build up over time too. If I like waste 3 seconds every back at the with my Bronze League games that go hours long, I mean that's a whole extra minute of action I could be using. Yeah.
100%. It's the same. Like, it's such a small thing. I'm just gonna mention it now. Something you just have to kind of practice, right? You use, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds before you leave the base, right? Yeah. And that's just like insta. You click the shop. You can just click like Counter-Strike, right? If you learn out the shortcuts, it's faster. So P to open the shop.
Yeah. Okay.
Then instantly over, since you want to buy boots, instantly hover your mouse over to the boots you want to buy, click on them, and then buy the components over here.
Okay.
And then you're insta out.
Yeah, I will. I'll make that a priority.
It's such a small thing, but it's such an easy thing to practice in practice tool.
Absolutely.
Just to like go out, farm 20 minions, and then go back and buy whatever you can afford. So right now, since you crashed the wave, this over here is gonna slow push towards. Right. They don't have any summoners, meaning that Yasuo is quite safe to farm. So this is why you could roam. This is why you always want to move from base to around mid towers. Between tier 2 and tier 1 is where you decide if you need to go top lane, if you need to go mid lane, or if you just return bot lane. When you do this, you can go top, because it pushes towards your AD carry, so you're super safe. You don't need to return bot lane before it starts pushing away from Yasuo, which will first be in around 60 seconds.
Okay.
So you have 60 seconds where you don't need to be bot lane.
Okay.
Since there's not a lot going on the map right now, what you want to do is you just want to make a route that takes you through as many times as possible onto your bot lane. Because you want to hit 10 chimes where you get your second meep, which means you have far more damage in laning phase for fights.
Right.
Since one meep is at this point around like 60 damage.
Yeah. So if I have nowhere, like I can't make any play happen anywhere, I should be on chime duty if I have a roam window.
You always have to have a purpose, right?
Right.
Walking from A to B without doing anything is just wasted, right?
I that was one of the big things I'd struggle with, where it's like, okay, I've crashed this wave, I have an option to roam, but my mid lane is already pushed under their tower, and top is at the other side of the map. So
yeah,
what do I do?
Look at it like this, right? This is your point A. This is your point B.
Okay.
Then you play Mario Kart. Every yellow chime is a speed bump that makes you like go faster, right? Like those like triangle things.
Yeah.
And you want to go from here to here, but this point takes as long as if you go here, because you end up getting around 60% more movement speed from the 5 chimes you end up collecting.
Okay.
So it takes the same time, and you're gonna come back to bot lane a lot stronger.
I like that. And I passed that word, and I don't even. Oh no.
By the way, if you want to roam a lot more, then having resolve tree secondary is not the greatest, since it's got nerfed a lot.
Yeah, I know it's been nerfed a bunch. I figured I should try and focus on getting better at laning, and then once that's kind of nailed, I should start moving up to roaming. But I also don't know where to put all my attention as Bard.
But this doesn't help you lane.
It doesn't?
This first gets activated at 12 minutes, which is often where lane is often.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And unflinching only does stuff when, like, it's from 30% HP and up to 100%. That's the threshold, right? If you're at 100%, it only gives you 5% tenacity.
So I should be going red tree and like
you can either go source.
Okay.
If you're very lane focused, then source, because you go for transcendence, which is like level 5 and 8. You can ability haste.
Yep.
And then you also get scorch. Scorch is proc every time you hit a meep or your Q.
Right.
Because both procs as ability power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scorch was buff, so it does like 20 to 45
yes,
damage.
I was messing around with the electrocute build you had, and it was spicy. I was getting a lot of kills, so it was kind of fun.
So this is very lane focused. Then you have the domination, which is relentless hunter and eyeball collection.
Mm-hmm. For low Elo, is zombie ward okay?
Zombie ward is awful, whatever elo you're in.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
No swords I find, so I figure maybe it'll help. But
the thing about zombie ward is people love seeing big numbers, right?
Yeah.
But the issue is with zombie wards is the zombie wards are awful. Let's say your red team here, right?
Yes.
They're gonna place all their wards in this area because that's what makes sense for them, right?
Of course.
This is what helps them. But you don't want vision in your own jungle. But that's why you get vision with zombie ward.
Right.
You want vision in this area because that's what helps you to actually push your lead.
So, and this is just me playing devil's advocate, because I that makes a lot of sense to me. Only in like niche situations. So say they have like, I don't know, a kindred jungler that's only wants to invade, then maybe zombie ward would be okay. Or
but kindred jungle wants to invade early part of the game, right? She's gonna invade from minute 2 to minute, let's say, 12. Support item is most of the time gonna get activated in this elo around, I'm gonna assume 7 to 9 minutes into the game, right?
Yeah.
That's when you hit the 500 gold thresh mark.
Yep.
I might be wrong. You can see you're 4 minutes in and you're 231 here.
We don't get it till 10 usually. I've noticed.
Meaning that you won't get your sweeper until that moment, because you don't upgrade sweeper before you have your ward item. Meaning that you don't remove wards before the 10-minute mark. Where a lot of the counter jungling, at that point, you already have your own wards, where you will have wards placed for counter jungling anyways.
Okay. Alright, so zombie ward's in the trash. I agree.
Zombie ward is something you do in pro play. Because pro play places so many control wards, which are often also placed defensively. And when you have to remove a defensive ward for your team, it becomes an aggressive ward for the enemy team. Right. And then it makes sense. Yes. But people don't place as many defensive wards in solo queue because it's all about being on the aggressive.
Right. Okay. I like this. Thank you.
And the AP on zombie ward aka removing 10 wards, takes a lot longer than getting 10 KP.
Okay.
Because you can see you already have 2 KP here, so you would already have AP from eyeball collection, but you have removed 0 wards, so you would have no AP from zombie wards.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. That actually is a very good explanation. Really appreciate that.
Of course.
Am I up too far there? We don't have any minions, and they kind of just brought the wave in. Like
you can basically see, are you up too far? You are basically always in hook range, which is awful.
Okay.
You're on the straight line with Yasuo, which is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yasuo can always win the wall, but then you guys have to be closer to each other. So he has to be here. Then you're not too far up. But since he's over here, you're too far up.
So, and this is again another YouTube guide or whatever that I saw where they're like, if you're support, you should try and get good at dodging crap so that you can. If I get really good at that, then my AD carry can farm and they can either be a pro or brand new to the game and they will be all right. But
no matter what, right? Yes, you know he's in here.
Yeah.
You don't know if the hook is gonna come from here, 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 or here.
Right.
So you don't know what direction it's really gonna come from. So you don't know whether to dodge up or dodge down.
Yeah.
That's the 2 options you have from where you are, because you can't move this way, right? Because then you just get run into it. If he forces you to dodge upwards, you're dodging into Samira, which means you take damage. If you dodge downwards and it still hits you, Samira will go on you.
Yeah. So
it is. I don't want to flame online guides, but the issue with online guides is that they are very broad and they are designed to majority of people. The issue here is that when a person just says just get good at dodging, what is missed out on is that dodging should always be the last resort.
I should never be in that situation.
You should never put yourself in a situation where the enemy champion is allowed to have an opportunity to put you in a kill threshold where you have to outplay it by dodging.
Right. So should I?
That is last resort. You should never place yourself in a position where they can do that, because then you make a mistake, and that's one of the 50 mistakes we want to remove, because if you don't make those mistakes, they can't do shit. And if they can't do shit, then they are the only ones who are going to make mistakes, and you will be able to punish them, right?
So correct positioning here, should I be in my bush, closer to my tower? But then Yasuo would be too exposed.
So as we talked about earlier, right?
Yes.
Hook champion?
It should be in the wave. What am I saying? Sorry.
Exactly. Right? Always flame the wave against the hook champion.
Absolutely.
Your position here isn't bad if, let's say, it was, I don't know, Soraka, Nami, or Lulu, or something, right? Because if they walk up to auto-attack you, you just auto-attack them as well. You have fleet footworks, meaning that you just wiggle away.
Gotcha. Okay. I will be quiet and listen more.
You can see, again here, you were about to walk up to auto-attack. Then you have to pay attention to the very big red wave that got Nordic killed the last time he engaged on your big blue wave. If he engages here, he drags you in, you auto-attack, and all these things will auto-attack you.
Okay.
So, when he plays here, you play over here, you ward here, which forces Samira once again over here, and you have control of this side, and they have control of this side.
Should I be trading meeps for wave control? Should I be autoing this wave because it's so big? No?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that we have to pay attention to here is that they have a Cho'Gath. Like, you have a Cho'Gath right here, right?
Yes.
Meaning that the issue is, if they just engage on you with this big wave, you basically insta-die, because you don't have exhaust.
Right.
But at the same time, you also want to make sure Cho'Gath can just walk in, so you don't want to be too far away from them either. He throws out his ability instantly, meaning that the gank is now over.
Yes.
What he wants to do, since he's cut off here, when he walks up, he's going to cut off here. He uses his E, which will slow her, which will mean that you guys get on top of her and can start hitting her with stuff. When she's slowed, it's a lot easier for Cho'Gath to hit his Q. This is an issue we see in every elo, that they just throw out the shit. It's the same. Let's say a Master E ganked, right?
Yep.
They will just instantly Q, which is always incorrect, right? Instead, just run up to the person, keep auto-attacking, then the person will often use that gap, like that dodge ability or whatever, to get away, and then you go on top of him to gap close it. But when you waste that shit, you can see how easy, like how close, right? If you do this, you just get instant.
Crazy, I know. I should be dead.
And then he misses it, and you get to survive. But that's stupid what you did there. you basically never want to gank a lane that has such a big minion wave, because even if, let's say, you get a kill, it often takes so much time that these minions get killed by the minions at tower that you end up losing what is like 3 melee minions and 6 range minions is 6 times 14 and 3 times 23 or something like that, which is basically the same amount as a kill.
Right, okay. And minions are so important early.
They are experience and they're gold. Once again, he's very bad with the hooks.
Yes.
It's really the saving grace here, because you're getting away with shit you shouldn't.
Right.
But that's just part of playing in the elo you're supposed to be in. I like that you're trying to use the portal like that, but don't waste the portal for no reason, because you're not in a situation where exactly. And now you're in danger, and look, now you don't have portal.
Yeah, I would run to that alcove and do that thing you do if I had it up.
Exactly, but you can't do that now because you wasted your portal to dodge a Samira Q.
Yeah, okay.
The cooldown is too long to do that. Very good stun there. Don't hold your W for this long. Remember, W is not a heal. Don't look at the W as a heal. Okay. Look at it as a movement speed buff.
Okay.
So all this time, Yasuo wants to peel and like try to dodge abilities. That's a lot easier with more movement speed.
Right. Yeah, he's able to stick to her now because of the speed boost. That makes...
Yes. This portal is amazing. It should have been placed a split second faster.
Okay.
But that's just you getting used to it. Because this is exactly what you're supposed to do. You just do it too slow to the point where it's too late for him, right? He's already run past it. So the minute you see, like, already here, you're in range to place the portal, right?
Right.
So you want to place it above her, so she obviously can take it. So you want to place it right here, right? Because that forces her to walk up. If she's forced to walk up, then they enter the portal at the same time. If she keeps running, then the portal cuts off.
Very cool. Okay. I saw a few, like, your portal use is really cool, and I've been trying to make use of it, where you, like, put the preemptive ones down, or you all these, like, people are stuck in ultimate, and you put a portal there for an escape or something, and it's just like, man, this is so much better than what I've been doing.
Exactly. That's, like, Bart is one of the best peel champions if you start using his ENR as peel tools.
Yeah.
A lot of people sadly only use them as aggressive tools. And here again, right? You use way too much time. Like, it's crashed now.
We should just base?
instantly. Go into brush reset.
Okay.
But you like how much time do you like?
Yeah.
Your weird route of like, and then down to the brush, right?
Taking in the sights.
Exactly.
Okay.
I love it. And then you always buy components, and that's good to see. Is that something you've heard somewhere?
That's from you.
Okay, fantastic. Always components first. That's super, super nice.
There's actually one part in this video where I hesitate. It's like, I need to get the other one, but I have enough to go up to the Kindle gem. It was like,
yeah, but
weird.
But the Kindle gem is only 50 HP and 10 ability haste. Most fights are over within 10 seconds, so you don't have time to use the 10 ability haste anyways.
Yeah, I think I was like 20 gold off from the MR item, so I wasn't sure, like, do I wait this 20 gold and get back?
Exhaust.
Oh my god. I rewatched this video and my exhaust usage is terrible. There it is. Yeah, wow, thanks.
So the mistake here is it seems like you're using exhaust as a movement speed debuff instead of a damage debuff.
Yeah, doesn't it work like Challenger Smite? Like, isn't it like a debuff damage-wise?
No, it's like the minute you use it, he does 35% less damage and moves slower.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You don't have to auto-attack like a Red Smite. Red Smite gets activated by when you auto-attack the person after you use it. Exhaust is instant, like Ignite.
Wow.
It works exactly like Ignite.
Okay.
So the minute you see Aurelia use ult, that's when you exhaust, because you know that's when she starts doing damage,
right? Wants to go in, now I've ruined it.
Yeah. Now after her cooldown's down, then it's a bad exhaust.
Okay.
So
I think you've just won me like 10 games with that tip alone.
So here, this is again, right? What you want to do here is you want to be on top of Yasuo, so you can block the Qs and you can block the Nautilus Q, right? You want to use your HP bar as a resource. Okay. So what I would have done here is I would have portaled through here to be in front of Yasuo.
Oh. I think I use it as an escape here.
And you place it over here,
from
what I can see. But he's already safe here, right? No one is chasing, so you end up just wasting the portal again. Kind of like you did with the Samira Q.
So my only hesitation with what you're suggesting is in my ELO, if they see me saving them by trading my HP bar, I think they might see that as a ticket to fight. But I guess if they're fighting me, then maybe we could win this.
You always just copy your AD carry's playstyle, right? He's in there to fight, so you want to go in there and fight. The minute he starts moving away, you start moving away.
Okay.
I feel like he only moves away because you're passive, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, this is not a very good fight, and there's nothing wrong with disengaging because the mini wave is as big as it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you want to just... I would rather have you be down here, HP bar, and he was up here because you portaled.
Okay.
Because he needs to farm, and he's melee. Yeah. So he needs to make sure that he's never in a place where he will die if he does something bad.
Gotcha.
At this point, we just want to crash the wave because he's quite low on HP. Alright, so quick tip number 2 here. Your W also gives brief vision. So when you lose vision of the Nautilus here, and can no longer auto attack him, insta-place W in the brush, it will light up the brush for 2 seconds. And you can keep on auto-attacking him.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
It's also very good when you want to face check a brush, because your W has further range than your ward. So you place W in the brush to see if someone is in there, instead of walking up to ward.
Okay, you just made some more games with that tip as well.
Do you know, though, that the W is like a square of vision, so like this.
Oh, so if you only
if you only place the W up in the top of it, it only shows the top. But if you place it in the middle instead, it's pretty much going to light up the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
So location where you place the W matters. So don't just place it randomly in the corner.
Okay. This is so cool.
Thanks, another thing, if you want to place Ws and you're afraid you will miss them, place the W on the logo over here to cast it on top of them.
So this was sort of me trying to encourage him to run away. I should have just put it on him.
The issue here is that it's not that he doesn't want to run away. He's airborne.
Oh yeah.
He's like in the hook and the passive Nautilus animation there. Then he eaves through Nautilus. And if he had his movement speed here, maybe he could run away, but because you placed it as you did, he can't. Yeah. When you start any type of fight, by the way, always prop the potion you have, because that will mean that you have that active 125 more HP ticking. So you have more combat power. Again here, when you have this type of fight, you're focused on auto-attacking the Nautilus, which is good, but you should place yourself up here to try to keep Samira away from auto-attacking your Yasuo. Again, using your HP bar as a resource.
That's so cool. I wanted to ask you, how is movement in this game in terms of fighting? Where should I mean, obviously, if I'm auto attacking between movements or whatnot, but
body language is fucking key here.
Okay.
Because if you run at Samira will either start auto attacking you, run away, or run through you, which will make it easier for you to hit Qs on her. But if you just stand where you stand, and you let Samira stand in a mini wave, meaning that you can hit Qs on her and you can only focus on Nautilus, then it's harder.
Right. Okay. Yeah, this is where I get Kindle Gem, because I can't get this yet. Would it be better to just wait the 10 gold?
No, sell the potion.
So, yeah, okay.
You insta-sell the potion for 20 gold, which means that you up the non-magic mantle, and then you're back into the map instantly.
Alright.
Because at this point, you already have so much sustain from Ws and your auto attacks.
Okay.
Again, here you should path through the jungle always, so I would always go again here and then this way.
Gotcha.
Because when you're here, it's a lot easier for you to then decide from between tier 1 and tier 2 if you need to go top, mid, or bot lane. And then you design your path where you get the most gems. If you keep doing this to this, then you're always just going to be stuck on this side of the map.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even consider roaming top at all, but Udyr definitely needed it this game, so that's good to know.
Every time Yasuo is not really a champion that wants to fight too much. He wants to hit 1-2 items, and then he wants to start fighting. So he's fine with getting solo experience because Yasuo loves experience.
Mhm. Okay. That
You see here, you waste a lot of time from boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Instead, if you went from top, you just collect these two, then go to the lane.
Gotcha.
Because it's not that these chimes matter, right? They are chime 11, 13, 12, 13, 14. I mean that it's no upgrade. It doesn't
Right.
do anything. And you lose experience bot lane because you're not bot lane.
If that was
So
15, would I want to detour to get the 15th chime?
not right now, right? Because the minion wave down here is pushing towards the turret. Meaning that right now, if Norton Samir steps up, they freeze the lane in front of the turret and Yasuo can no longer farm, and you're mid lane.
Right. Low Elo fights.
Yeah. Okay, stop you. After successful gank, always help the Vega push out the wave so it crashes so you can reset. You get the experience. This is a way so you don't fall behind in experience when you roam. And it's a way to make sure that the moment you leave that he doesn't get ganked by enemy jungler, Vega gets killed and now his wave is completely fucked.
Man, did you watch this ahead of time? I'm pretty sure that happened soon.
I'm now watching now. You ran into a Lilia ball that came from up top side.
Yeah, and then I go to ward and I'm surprised that Lily is there. It's so funny. Like, oh no!
How did she get there?
Eventually that'll be good.
Every time you have more than 50% HP, you should always be placing W shrines behind you.
Okay.
Basically, the threshold you never want to fall below is 106 mana, as that's what your 3 basic abilities cost total.
Okay.
So as long as you have over 160, you spam W's in the ground. You always want to have 3 times on the shrines on the ground.
Okay. I like that. This also is useless.
The ulti is fine. Your Q is going to be useless because you're going to Q the minions in front of him.
Yeah.
Like you had the perfect location here. You stand here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you Q like this, and it's just going to snatch on top of the wall as well.
Really? That angle?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, actually,
yeah,
it would hit the stone. I see.
Yeah. This is something I've been always thought that there was so much content about this stuff on YouTube, but it's probably something I have to post because it seems like a lot of people don't fully understand. From where you stand here, right? If you just Q here, it's already gonna stun him on the wall.
No way.
Your Q is a rectangle, so this is basically your Q, right?
Yeah.
And you throw it forward. This thing doesn't care if this champion is here.
Yeah.
And it also hits the wall, then it's gonna stun.
Okay.
It doesn't care if the wall is here. It doesn't care if this wall is here. You can stun a person on a wall that is in front of them, even if they are behind the wall. Because the walls in League of Legends look like they're like this, right? This is how it looks like the wall is. This is in reality how the walls are built when you go into the coding.
Really?
Yes, there's triangles and squares building out from every wall.
Okay.
In the corners, they go out way further than anywhere else. Sounds like you've been watching the stream a lot, and that's how you probably have seen me hit some wild, weird stunts.
Yeah.
It's because I understand where the walls in reality are.
Actually, I recall you had like a 47-minute coaching video I watched, and I think this happened as well, where someone had like a weird. They hit the wall and then the champion, and it still got the stun off, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. But that makes sense now, knowing how it's coded like that.
That is 100% how it is. So you already had like the perfect position. Then you go over to an awful position. I don't think you hit the stun here because you Q the minions. No, you do actually hit it perfectly. Perfect.
Huh.
Yasuo doesn't go on top, which sucks, but I think he could have like Q, EQ, and then knock up.
Okay. I think this was my buddy's first Yasuo game. So he was kind of just learning as we were going.
That is fantastic. Since you guys have a huge HP advantage, they're not level 6.
Yeah.
What I like to do here is Yasuo goes up, you portal behind, and you force them away.
Oh, so put myself between them and the turret?
Yes, because you don't care about you getting hooked, because they don't have the damage to kill you even if you get hooked, because Samir is only level 5. You doing this is awful. Right. There's no reason for you to move mid lane, because Vega's helping and Herald. You won't get to Herald before Herald is dead anyways. So what you do here is give them window to just get the Yasuo away from mini wave, and Samir can actually farm again.
Yeah, my mindset was I gotta save mid. If Vigar's moving up, I should move up to where Vigar was.
When you get to mid lane, these minions are already dead. So Aurelia's gonna be up here, farming, right?
Okay, so this is gonna sound stupid, but stay with me. Whenever, like in driving school, they teach people to check their mirror, then signal, and then their blind spot, and then they can merge lanes. In League of Legends, when you're going to gank a lane, is there anything that you should check before you can even tell, like, is this, like, by the time I get there, is it worth guiding there? If that makes sense.
The minion wave is what makes it transparent if you can roam to that lane and help it or not. Understanding what does the minion wave push, how many minions are there, how fast will they push.
Okay.
With this information, that will give you a clear answer, right? Because that's why I can tell you already here, when you move to Aurelia at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's already too late.
Okay.
Because the minions are gonna be dead to the turret before you get to mid lane. I mean that he's gonna move away from the turret before you get there.
Right.
You also walk past the control ward in this brush right here. You don't pay attention to, so she also has a clear information that you're coming.
Yeah.
You also roam on a wave where the wave doesn't crash into the turret, so they could freeze it in front of the turret, and Yasuo can farm as well.
Yeah,
this is why when you roam, and you're like, what the fuck? Why did my AD carry die? I left him perfectly fine, but you didn't, right? Because the wave didn't crash, so he then had to put himself in danger to farm the next wave.
I'm very bad for that, so this is perfect. So I should be watching the minion wave before I even make a decision to move.
The issue with a lot of people when they roam is they look, okay, this champion is up here, so I can roam, instead of looking where the minion waves are and how many minions there are.
Yeah.
The minions are what matters, not where the champion is.
Okay, I always see Irelia is at our tower, let's go. I don't even look at the wave.
So basically how it is, right? Let's say you see Vayne up here, right?
Yeah.
But you see the minion wave is about to crash into the turret. That means you know that in 10 to 20 seconds, Vayne is going to move up to make sure the wave crashes. When you know she has to move up to crash the minion wave, then that's when you know you can gank. Because you know where she will be in 10 seconds instead of where she is in the moment.
Oh my god. You just won me another 5 games. Easily.
Damn, I've been winning you a lot of games already.
Yeah, 1000%. This is well worth it. Holy crap, dude.
That's what I'm here for, mate.
Absolutely. Now here I'm thinking we could fight Scuttle, but I'm not looking at my map.
So no prio.
Yeah.
No prio.
Yeah.
Choke at the top side.
Yep.
So you're trying to save Scuttle Crab for your jungler where your jungler isn't even there. There's no issue with you annoying the enemy jungler, delaying the jungler.
Okay.
But your team needs to be on the same page that you're not there to fight, you're there to be a cunt.
Yeah. So
once again, body language matters here, and if they interpret it that, okay, you're fighting, so they move into fighting position as well, and then you all get caught out and die because you just wanted to be annoying.
Right. Okay. So I shouldn't have pinged assistance there, and then here would be okay. Yeah,
you pinging assistance is why you guys could just like lose stuff.
Right.
Because you can see like you're severely outnumbered.
Absolutely.
Let's say this fucked up and he somehow didn't get that wall and then Vega dies.
Yeah.
That's your fault, not Vega's fault.
No, 1000% it's my fault. Ugh. This is good.
Yeah, you even know they're there, right? Woo. Pop potion, right? Like, so you're not using the potion at all.
Yeah.
No. It's so much active HP that you're not using. You're just standing still. Now you use the potion. Way too late, right?
Yeah,
and now the entire potion
at him instead of
now the entire potion is gonna get wasted, right? Because you're using it while resetting. So that's 50 gold out the drain.
Ugh. I'm glad.
Then you just get the massive mantle and then insta back to the map.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be like, oh man, I have 500 gold I want to use. And
there's nothing I can use it on, so eventually it's like, oh fuck it.
Yeah. When you want to aim a portal, it's always easier for you to aim where you want the portal to end instead of where you want the portal to begin.
Okay. So just move bar to the right spot and then click where it needs to be.
Stand while you have to stand and then aim for where you want it to end.
Okay.
It's the same when you want to enter a portal, you don't want to click the entrance of the portal, you want to click in the middle of the portal.
Yeah, that's you saved me a lot when one of your videos mentioned that, and it changed everything. It's like, this is a great champion now. So many times I'd make a portal and walk around it. I was like, what's going on?
I'm giving too much information away for free. That's what I hear from this.
No way. I'll buy 3 more lessons, honest.
No, it's completely fine. No, I want to have educational content. I am surprised by how little there is for a game that is so old.
Yeah, right?
Honestly.
It's crazy how bad, like, people just make meme builds and go for it.
Yeah, like, I always didn't want to make any bad guys or anything else because, well, the champions have been out 6 to 7 years. Even though I'm good at the game, doesn't mean that there isn't already all that content out there, but maybe there's not, from what I can see. You want to dive here.
Dive?
Portal behind. You want to dive. You portal behind Samira.
Yeah.
Then you start auto-attacking Samira. When you take the tower echo, you ult the tower. Only the tower, and you kill the Samira.
I like that.
Like, there's no reason not to do that, right? Because you kill Samira, and you denied like 13 minions.
Okay. Yeah,
you can also alter here. You can alter here. Lilia won't get there in time because she has to walk all the way around. So you could have altered Samira and killed her. And then you just run to the alcove after and portal you and Yasuo out.
Oh my god. Alright.
You still have time to kill her here because she's so far away.
Oh, it hurts to learn, but yes, you're absolutely right. And now here comes Lilia.
Now she moves and you move away. You just respect it, right?
Yeah.
You're not respecting it.
I wanted to get I don't know if that's her Q, but the spinny move she does, just that it wouldn't happen for later, but it didn't matter.
Oh, okay. Rule number 2. Never ult people that are already getting focused or engaged on.
Oh.
Okay, so basically look at this, right?
Yes.
Vega is fighting the Samira and Nautilus, so you don't want to ult them. What's going to happen here is Lilia is going to move up to help this up here. So you're going to ult her to keep her out of the fight while you deal with the 2 people that are already getting engaged on. When you ult people that are already getting engaged on, 9 out of 10 cases, you're going to end up fucking your own team over.
Oh yeah, and then you get the missing pings.
Yes. So you want to ult the people that are going to move in to help because, well, their movement is going to be transparent. They have one direction, so it's easy to hit the ult.
Yeah.
And you're 100% sure your ult will have meaning because it's going to buy 2.5 seconds of time, which is a buttload of time in League of Legends.
Yes.
It's so much time. So you can see here, if you just ult her, right, you and Yasuo instantly goes up and kills these 2. And then you just kill the Lilia after. But because you ult like you do here, now Nordis is ulted. Samira is gonna kill you all, and Lilia is gonna kill you all.
Yeah. And then I just leave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
And then you move back in. And then you move back in to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have one big saving grace, by the way. Nautilus has taken both big shutdowns on Yasuo.
That's true.
He got the big 500 gold shutdown on Yasuo and the 300 gold shutdown on Yasuo. Nom.
It's I want to replay this game knowing what I know now already. Now I just go like
you need Frozen Heart here.
What's that?
So you need Frozen Heart here. So attack speed reliant champion, attack speed reliant champion, and this one is not too attack speed reliant. Normally, if you only against the same mirror, you want to go Randuin's. Because she jumps in and it's more, and you want to reduce her ult by 10% damage more. Because her ult is not attack speed reliant. And she doesn't need auto attacks to really proc it. She goes EQW, right? And then she's ult is ready. But because they have a Vayne, they have an Aurelia, and even Nautilus's attack passive is gonna get delayed because of the Frozen Heart attack speed debuff.
Okay.
So
you want to into Knights Vow every time.
Basically, how I build a lot right now is I go my mythic item, and then I get Warden's Mail, and then I go into Negatron. So I go for the raw stats.
Yeah.
Which is like it's like 40 armor and 50 magic resist.
Yeah.
With Wardens having, and then I decide: do I need Force of Nature first, or do I need Frozen Heart first? And then I go either one.
So you don't rush Knights Vow?
Knights Vow is a 4th item.
Oh no. Well, hey, that's instant improvement right there. I can make this change today.
You always want to have Frozen Heart and Force of Nature, right?
Okay.
Because these two items are what allows you to play in their heads, right? If you don't have these items, you can't do that.
Right. So now I can actually scrap once I get this raw stats there. I can go toe to toe. Okay.
Knights Vow is an item where you solely rely on your teammates. And this is not meant as flame, but you cannot rely on low elo players because you cannot expect them to carry you because you don't know how good or bad they are.
Absolutely.
So you have to rely on stats and you being tanky enough to just soak as much damage as possible. So the last item you build, like right, you're gonna have Frozen Heart here and Force of Nature here. Then the last item is always gonna be Anathemas or Knight's Vow.
Okay.
Anathemas is if they have one big fucking scary carry and you need to remove some tenacity so you have an easier time to lock them down.
Okay.
Or Knight's Vow is if you have one big scary fucking carry and you want to keep them alive, then that's what you get. Okay.
I like this. Yep. I won another 5 games.
Another one. Holy moly. Gotta speed this up as you're just moving.
Yep.
Oh.
Our macro choices are kind of silly.
Yeah, well. You would be surprised how silly macro is in every elo. So the biggest flaw we see right now is, right, you're a tiny bit, like you should have around 30 times at this point in the game, because you're 15 minutes into the game, but you're only at 27, but hopefully you're going to collect, like, instead of going up here, since you're never going to kill her, right, because you don't have Ignite.
Right.
So you're going to do auto attack Q, and then auto attack. That's going to be around 350 damage. Then she smites this thing and gets 600 HP to left back.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're gonna be, and then she like runs at you and you run away, and then you have wasted 30 seconds. Those 30 seconds you could have used to get 1, 2, 3, 4 chimes, so you have 32 chimes, and you will have your third meep.
Yep.
Then you help Yasuo push in, then you move up here and collect these chimes up here, and then you have 35 chimes in your big AoE cone. And then it's your time to shine in fights, right?
Right. And I led with the Q instead of auto, so that's why even then wouldn't have mattered.
Oh no, chime.
Yeah.
This is what we call a lazy man portal. And this is the biggest sin any bot player can do.
Oh no.
It takes you 2 seconds to walk down here, but instead you use your big escape tool, which is on a 20-second cooldown, while you don't have flash. Meaning that, for God's sake, whatever reason, let's say you somehow get Nautilus ulted into Samira comes and pounds your ass. Then you can't escape, because you just use your portal to get back to lane 1 second faster in a scenario where it's not needed. This is the biggest sin, and one of the biggest mistakes that are the easiest to fix.
Okay.
And it even ended up costing you 2 chimes as well, because there's one in Dragon Pit and one in River.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to pay more attention to chime breakpoints too. I've always just thought, like, if I'm 2 chimes per minute and they'll passively get them, but if I'm close, I may as well get to 30 or get to 35 or however.
Your champion is designed around your power curve, right? So that's what it's balanced around. If you keep up with your balance curve, your champion is gonna be fucking OP. If you fall behind your power curve, your champion is gonna be fucking useless.
Okay.
And if you troll with your chimes, well, then you're gonna be kind of useless.
Yep. This is awesome.
Now at 35. You can portal in now when she goes on the range minion system moment you portal.
Okay.
You're being way too patient, and it took way too long time. And now Vega's already 50% HP, and he's gonna die.
Yeah. And there's my late exhaust. Classic.
Alt here.
Alt? Oh yeah, because Cho's coming. Cho's coming.
Cho is coming, plus you will have your Q up in 2 seconds, your ult lasts 2.5 seconds, and you will be able to Q on the wall here. You Q on the wall, Vega can just walk up to Q, and then she dies.
Said she gets away.
You can also ult here. That's still good time, because then Vega will just walk up and place the cage on top of her.
Oh my.
Yeah. Like Veigar, Caitlyn, all these champions that can place things. Lazy Man's Portal.
Yeah.
Lazy Man's Portal right into the fucking Dragon Pit as well.
Yeah.
And Veigar dies because, once again, you did the cardinal sin of roaming to mid lane, ganking, and then not fixing the lane state.
So I should have crashed that then.
I'm gonna knock this in fully, right?
Yes.
Roam is not for kill. Okay?
Okay.
Roam is for wave state.
Okay.
Because if you can get a good wave state, Veigar just chills. Like, between Veigar and Aurelia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whose skill is better?
Veigar, I think.
Yes. So if Veigar just gets to free farm, then Veigar always wins.
Right.
And Aurelia can only engage on Veigar when the wave is pushing this way. If the wave is pushing this way into Veigar, then Aurelia can't kill him, because every time Aurelia jumps under the turret, as you saw earlier, she dies.
Gotcha. Wow, this is so cool.
He's engaging on Orlis. You ult the Samira here.
I think
She has a wind wall up. He's gonna use his Q, so you don't use your Q, because there's no reason she's gonna wind wall both abilities. See? Both abilities wasted.
I see you played this game before.
I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I have the experience.
Maybe.
Like, basically, one of the most important things there's always is in this game, right?
Okay.
Is you have to pay attention. Volume.
Yeah, sorry.
That's alright. You can see he has this, right?
Yep.
There's a lack of communication in this game. Obviously not in this one, you're actually talking with him.
Yeah.
But you will always have to assume he's gonna instantly NATO when he can, right? When you know that, you're gonna hold your Q, because they are both easy abilities, and even if you hit both of them, you don't want to put them on top of each other, you want to even them out. So you get as much value out of the CC as possible.
Right. Yeah.
Because why CC a person for 1.5 seconds if you can do it for 3.2?
Right. Okay.
You also know she has a dash, so you never want to position yourself in front of her, because that means she can dash this way.
Mm-hmm.
So when you position like this, it saves her. Right? This is what saves her. If you're below her, she can only dash downwards. But because you're above her, she can dash upwards. Because she can't dash through her own minions. She can only dash to champions.
I'm an idiot. Okay.
You're not an idiot, you're inexperienced.
Oh, thank you. That's a pleasant way of phrasing it.
Way more polite.
Absolutely.
Oh, cancel the auto attack. Her ult is up, by the way. The more she glows, the closer she is to ult. To be activated. And this is why you instantly portal upwards. When you see the drowsy about to hit before you get sleep, you want to go up here, because it gives them the choice: do we kill him or do we kill him?
Oh, okay.
If you both stay, you both die.
Right.
You flash instead of just portaling, right? Then you do what every support does. I want to be a hero. I want to go back and help. And then you nearly die because of it.
Yeah. So I should, in that situation, assuming that I wasn't near a spot to do the portal and Flash was down, I should have just left AD carry.
You have to accept when a person is dead instead of always trying to save them, even when you know they're not savable.
Okay.
You did it earlier where you died with the AD carry.
Mm-hmm. I think it happens a few more times later on in this game too.
Yeah. It happens a lot by a lot of AD carries.
And now here, like, I guess no one else is getting this experience, so what I'm doing here is okay. Oh, well, never mind.
Well, it's okay. But you hug this side. There's no reason for you to ever go up here.
Okay.
Like, you just want to last hit the minions, right? So why do you go away from the turret? You want to check where she is, but for what reason? Look at the map. Vega's resetting, everyone else is dead, and Yasuo is in base. That information doesn't do anything.
Right.
So, you always want to auto-attack, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So here you are at 100 stacks, right? I mean that you will get 50 HP from auto-attacking her. And you will get movement speed, and she will lose movement speed, making it way easier for you to kite.
Okay.
And if you move up to auto-attack there, she will try to once again chase you, but because of the movement speed, her Q won't hit, and she will still stay on the turret, and she dies.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is that do remember that you can use a portal. You instantly panic, right? But you actually have so much HP because you also have your locket.
Yeah.
You instantly panic, move towards this, move towards the turret, portal through it. It's such a big dash because it's gonna cover a lot of distance between you and Lilia.
Okay.
If you just moved instead of running towards this and portal, because the portal starts a bit before you actually are at the portal as a dash, you won't get hit by the W.
Okay. Very cool.
Reset.
The blade reset. Yep.
Yeah.
Gotta get that Knights Vow.
Then you buy a random control ward. I don't know why you have actually been so good at it, but there's no dragon, there's no herald, so there's no reason to apply a control ward because there's no reason to where to place it where it's actually gonna do anything for you.
Yeah.
All that is dark will remain dark even if you place a control ward because that's areas you don't have control over. So if you place a control ward, it'll just instantly get removed.
I actually say this at some point soon. I mentioned to my buddy, I'm like, it's funny because the bard guy never really buys control wards unless they're absolutely needed. Just eating my words.
Exactly.
Shame.
It's fine. So your movement is fine.
Get that one. Oh.
Don't do these ults.
Yeah.
So the travel time is so long. So unless you can see your champion and the champion you're trying to ult on the same screen, it takes too long.
Okay.
By the way, if you ever want to get really rid of you playing with lock camera from time to time, play ARAM.
That's what I hear, actually. Yeah, I've been trying to do that more.
It's the best place to practice something without you feeling like you'd lose something if you lose.
Right. I for a while I was playing jungle and I just unbound the spacebar. I was just constantly moving without it, but whenever it came to fights, I was so bad at dodging skill shots.
This is such a small thing, I'm just going to mention it.
Yeah,
whenever you get caught out and you know you're going to die, don't waste your cooldowns like the locket here. Because it goes on a 90-second cooldown. Meaning that when you die, you have a 30-second respawn timer, right? And that there's 60 seconds after you resurrect where you don't have locket or any type of fights. There's a dragon about to spawn. You're gonna be up before the dragon spawned, but now you won't have locket for the dragon fight because you wasted it in a situation where you died.
Very true.
Just like you should never use flash exhaust in situations where you're dead anyways.
Okay.
Or where your death doesn't matter. Because sometimes you have, as a famous streamer says, a good death, meaning that Lilia just wasted her ult. For a kill that doesn't do anything, meaning that she won't have ult now for the dragon, which will matter a lot.
Okay.
I mean that it's very easily and likely that you guys win the next dragon fight here, because they don't have the summoners. They don't have the ultis for it. And lo and behold, you probably win it. Right?
Yeah.
Fucking sick. Yep.
It's
insane, huh?
You're pretty amazing, eh?
Thank you. So, 20 minutes into the game and you still only have your 33 times, right?
I know, I passed 2 there before the dragon fight.
I can somewhat forgive it if you have 35, because that's your biggest spike you have on Bard, right?
Right.
But you have to get it. Always auto attack before you Q, mate.
Okay. Yeah,
so you don't miss these
that
yeah.
Just needs to be ingrained in me.
It's such a small thing, but it's at that extra 30-40% movement speed debuff, then you you don't exhaust, you don't log it before he dies.
Huh.
When you exhaust it, like, look, when you exhaust here, right? You want to exhaust when they do damage. Is he doing damages or is he running?
It's just run. Yeah, I've been using it as a movement one, but knowing now that I should be using it when they want to do their burst, way better.
Yeah. So slows don't stack, right? So meaning that when you auto attack, that's the same movement speed debuff as an exhaust is.
You're kidding.
So it's always just the biggest slow will always just override the weakest slow.
Oh, I have a dent in my forehead now from this. Jeez, dude. Okay.
That's why it's always a headache when you see a bot by Rylai's, because all his abilities that will apply Rylai's already slows, and Rylai slows for like 20%.
Oh no! I buy Rylai's later in this game.
Do you?
Dude.
That's no way! Oh my god! So when you look at this, right, this is why you fail on one of the fundamentals.
Yep.
You want to push up to hit the turret. When you want to do that, you want to cover your flanks with wards.
Okay.
So right now there should be a ward here, or there should be a ward up around the raptor camp.
Right.
And then there should be a ward right over here in the brush, here or behind you.
Yeah, we're clearly not going to get this kill, so I should just be trying to. Okay.
Well,
Buddy
yeah.
ulti's in. They ulti in. I
This
give
is
him an
good.
out if he needs it. Although it's kind of to their side.
I feel like you have learned a lot from my stream with how to use these portals. You just don't use it at the correct times because you don't have the experience. As you say yourself, this portal is for Nautilus, not for Yasuo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, this is not a good portal for Yasuo. Because, well, Yasuo is not going to die here. Nautilus is. But you give Nautilus an escape tool.
I salted the wound. He feels real bad now. No, there's no way to salvage that. Okay.
You can ult the Samira here and kill her. Easy.
I think if I just keep watching your streams while I'm at work, I'll be in Masters in no time.
Honestly, like, it might come as a shock, but Master is not very hard to hit if you put in just a tiny bit of time. They are not a lot better than a silver player is. They just make less mistakes.
Until I got into fighting games, I would not have believed you, but even at like the upper levels of fighting games, most people are idiots. It's just they've been playing slightly longer.
This control ward is bad as well.
It's bad?
Yes. So you always want to place a control ward center, because when you don't place a center, this area over here is not covered. So if there's wards here, the control ward won't see it.
Oh, okay.
If you never know how big of how far a ward will look, click on the ward down here instead of just placing two when you want to click it. Click the mouse on top of it, and then it will legitimately show you the circle of how much vision it grants and how much you can see.
That's
the same thing goes with the control ward.
Okay.
So a control ward will always just have a radius around it, and this is like the radius.
Okay.
Meaning that it doesn't cover the entire pit, and that's what you want to do with a control ward. That's why you always want to place it center in front of the Baron.
Gotcha.
Then it covers the entire pit.
There's another 5 games.
And if you ever want to ward Baron, when in a game where you don't have control and you know they have a control ward, you place a ward right here. This ward, yes, this ward won't get noticed by the control wards, and it will see when they walk into the Baron pit.
Okay.
So this is a ward that, like, let's say red team came in, right? They do Baron. They will go from here to Sweeper all the way, and then Sweeper in here. They won't see this ward.
Right. Genius.
Yes.
This is so cool. Holy crap, dude. Auto queue and lock it. I should do it.
Place portal here. Place portal here. Somewhere where Cho'Gath can run to. That's the first thing you want to do. You're already in range for both portals. When Aurelia goes up towards the portals, it will be a free stun for you because, well, she's going to be in front of walls. That's going to be easy to hit.
Okay. Could have saved
you don't log it. You could have saved them. You still don't lock it. Oh, no. And see, now you lock it when they don't take damage. Pay very close attention to when a champion does and does not do damage when you want to use exhaust and lock it and other stuff.
Okay.
It legitimately might be good practice for you to play a champion like Diana Lulu, just to understand how shields works and when to use them correctly. Because it will teach you when to use these abilities correctly.
My friend told me I should potentially try Yasuo just so I can learn being a glass cannon that has to dance around in melee, but
no,
I don't know.
Because Yasuo is not a glass cannon.
It's not?
Yasuo has insanely high base stats with an insanely high HP pool with a shield that always blocks 400 to 500 damage.
Okay.
At this point in this game, he probably has around 2,500 HP when you count his passive.
Okay.
That's not a glass cannon.
Right.
And that's with him building full damage. And plus, then you also combine it with a shield bow with like 600 shield as well. Then it's suddenly 3,100 HP.
Okay.
And he will have like 80 armor and like 60 magic resist from pure base stats as well.
Gotcha. I only really play Bard, Zillion, and Kindred, so I have a weird champ pool.
Yeah. So this ult is awful.
Because
you don't hit the tower.
Yeah.
The tower does more damage.
Yeah.
Once again, you see it. You have one ward. You want to place it behind you to make sure that you never get flanked or portal wards or something like that.
Put the portal behind us. Okay.
So it's a 5v3. You should always push your lead here. I mean that you should hit the tier 2 turret until this mini wave is dead, and then you reset.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how much gold you have. You have a window of 15 seconds before anything can really happen for them. So you're basically just like, you got kills, but you didn't push.
Yeah, we didn't do anything with it.
So the kills doesn't do anything.
Here comes the Knights Vow, though. Okay, so Warden's Mail first, right?
Yes. Yep. Always Warden's Mail first.
Perfect.
Then you link to Yasuo, where it's probably way better for you to link it to Veigar.
Really?
Yes, because Veigar is a squishy target that they want to kill first.
Okay.
Veigar is insanely important for you guys because of his his wall. And he's always going to be around you. He's going to have the same position in a fight. While Yasuo is not going to have the same position in a fight. He's going to be in the face all the time with Cho'Gath and Udyr. I mean that you're not always going to be in range. Like right now, you can see you're not in range.
Yeah.
Knights Vow is not doing shit.
Yeah. He actually dies for it. And he's like, where was my protection? It's like, I was way behind. I'm sorry.
Well, you don't. You have ult, right? Like, his argument is valid, right? If you don't take the minute you see this champion, you should ult.
Okay. And I should ult the Vayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ult the Vayne. It's gonna force it to either flash or Q a different way. No matter what, it's gonna give him a split second of room where he's not gonna take damage.
Oh my gosh. This
then
is
you
good
can also
because it seems like I mean I'm making a lot of mistakes here, don't get me wrong, but it seems like they can be reduced to just
it's so easy to fix them as long as you focus on them.
Mm-hmm.
You can always use summoners like exhaust, ignite, smite when you're in portal. So you can actually exhaust them. Yes, you can see how it's not darkened out. So you can exhaust Vayne while you're in portal here as well.
A little drive-by exhausting.
Right here, you will be in range.
I like it. Okay.
It's the same. You can always, like, if you know Polypuff, he does often where he portals from this point to this point.
Yeah.
And he steals the Baron or the Dragon.
Yeah.
While
and he does his little. Yeah. He's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It's gonna be a while before I can do any of his stuff, but that's still really neat. I love this champion, man. He's so cool. Bard's
He's
great.
very versatile. So here you're always gonna be like the defender of the Baron. You don't do any damage to it. So you always want to position over here to keep people away from the Baron.
You said this, I think, a video and a half ago, and I think I hit it once, and I go leave to put a ward out. Unless this is a different time. Oh no, I don't do what I just said I was gonna do. Shame.
Like, they should not be allowed to enter the river, right?
Yeah.
This portal is awful, right? Because you don't want to leave the Baron pit. You want to make sure they can't enter the Baron pit. You basically, this portal is your get out of jail card. You want to go up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Annoy them, and then you portal this way, so they enter down here. You'd never
Oh,
want to pull into the pit, because if you pull them in here, then Vega will just come murder them, right?
right. So question, now that team fights are starting to happen here, how should I be positioning in a team fight? I know it's going to vary from comp to comp, but by default, what's your general strategy?
No, it's super easy, right? You will have a backline, which consists of the range AD carry on mate, right? That's
Okay.
here. And then you have you,
Okay.
and then you have frontline tanks, bruisers.
Okay.
So it's always going to be like a 3-layered cake.
Yeah.
And you're always going to be the middle part, because you have to peel both the backline and the front line as a part.
And then in the chaos all ensues, is my goal one, prioritize my carry, or prioritize killing the person?
You prioritize everyone.
Everyone. Okay.
So, oh my god, my Vega is about to die. Place an insta portal away for him.
Okay.
Oh, we just engaged on the Nautilus, and Aurelia and Samiris are moving up to help. Okay, we ult them. Oh, my front line needs to catch up to them, insta W them. Like, these are all like, you pay attention to everything. I know it's a lot of information, and it's a very short time you have to process it all.
Works. Yeah, no, I get
it. That's exactly how you have to do. You have to just, like, in the moment, all the information. You just have to be in the middle of it, not too far behind, not too far up, so you can react to all of the things happening at the same time.
Very cool. Okay.
This right here, right? Like, ult him. Ult, Vega moves up to kill, since the Baron is gonna be dead anyways.
So,
like, instead of using your exhaust here.
Is there like a priority lit way of using ult? Like, I should try and use it for catching. If I get an opportunity like this, I should never pass it up, kind of thing. Or
every time you have an opportunity, go for the opportunity.
Okay, just shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
All right.
As you said earlier, throw everything at the wall. Whatever sticks, that's what you learn from.
Okay.
You do not learn if you do not do.
Yeah.
Whether it's a good or bad thing, that's what you learn from.
Gotcha.
You don't ult, so you don't learn what you did wrong.
Okay.
Just unless I point it out.
So if my ult is off cooldown, I should kind of be itching to use it.
Yes, because if it's off cooldown and you don't use it, you basically waste cooldown.
Right. And Bard's a quote-unquote playmaker, so I should be trying to make a play with it.
Bard is a catcher. That's legitimately his category of a champion. You're a catcher.
Okay.
You catch people out of position and you punish it.
Gotcha.
Samira legitimately walked into you guys like 3 times here. She walks back in, and then you walk away, and then she walks back in again, and you're just refusing to ult her.
I must be causing you pain. I'm sorry for that, but yes.
A tiny bit. Then you always want to have the ward here. This ward here is good, but it should be here.
Oh, okay.
It's too far down.
Gotcha.
You want to cover the full crossroad. Basically, always want to full crossroad.
Right. I used to be always hitting the 2-minute vision score, but then I realized that I've been putting vision on things that are irrelevant, so I've been trying to emphasize more effective vision, but I don't really know what that means or how to approach that.
I'm gonna put this bluntly. Vision score doesn't matter shit all. I see so often like, I got 140 vision in 20 minutes. Okay, cool. How much of that vision did something for you?
Yeah.
5 maybe. Then what? 135 did nothing. Mm-hmm. It's the same as people are like, I did 80,000 damage this game, but like, how many KP did you have? 2.
Yeah.
Then this 80,000 damage didn't do shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, context matters. You can't just look at a big number and be like, wow.
So someone told me the acronym PvP, so priority, vision, play, whenever an objective is coming up. So like if dragon spawning in a minute, I have a minute to get forward vision out, and then I push mid lane out, or push mid lane in, and then I can start playing for dragon.
Where should you put your vision here for dragon? You already have your mid ward here. Where should the 2 other wards go?
So I would put by the choke near their blue buff, and the other side of their blue buff. So if they come through either of those 2 columns. Right
here and right here, exactly. Because then you draw the line.
Okay.
Meaning that they have to cross this line to get into your territory. What too many people do is they do the triangle fucking vision. So you have a ward here, then you place another ward here, like you just did, or someone else did, and then another person places a ward up here.
Yep.
That's triangle vision, because like they go like,
and
they don't do and they overlap each other, and all 3 wards basically do what one ward could have done.
Right.
You want to do line vision, so no matter where they move over, they will cross the line.
Right.
You don't want to fucking catch them in the
Yeah, I
Bermuda
never do
Triangle.
that word unless I fuck up in terms of pressing.
Yeah.
Or I try to avoid that one anyway.
Then you get baited by your chime. Bad. 44 chimes should not leave you. Like, you can see how, like, now you're
I
late
could
for
have been
this.
there for this, yeah.
Yes.
But Low Elo makes it kind of work? No, not really.
You alt up here. You don't alt here, you alt up here.
Okay. Where does it go?
Right here is fine now. They're all on top of each other, and it buys time for the rest of your team to come.
Okay. He takes the tube. Sick.
You auto tag too little.
Yeah, I need to start swinging more. I definitely, I always try to get safe before I swing.
I'm very curious to see how much damage you do in such a game. Because you don't auto tag a lot, and when you don't auto attack a lot, you say you want to be safe, right? But your auto attacks grants movement speed debuffs, which makes it easier for you to peel yourself.
Okay.
If you just keep running without auto attacking, you're not peeling. So you can see, like, let's go over this entire plan, right? Like, Bart's strongest point is his auto attack, right? His big AoE cones. Let's see. You can see how, like, you don't auto attack Samira here. You just Q her, then you run. You don't auto attack Lydia, you just run. One auto attack. Then the second one gets cancelled because of Hourglass. Then you Q again instead of auto attacking. Then a second auto attack now. Third auto attack. So in a fight that lasts around 20 seconds, you use 3 auto attacks.
Ugh.
And even though your auto attacks without memes only do 60 damage, if you time that with 15, it's gonna go up to 900 damage. You didn't do, right? Plus fleet footwork, meaning that you don't heal up as much as you need to as well. By another random control lord.
Yeah.
The dragon is gonna be gone.
I
Yeah, you fucking funded it. Nice. You heard the voices.
I heard it, yeah. In my mind, it was like, Lathy's laughing at me right now. This is it. So, auto-attacking more, but you said something about chimes there. I missed that. I apologize.
That was just like you moved out of your way for the chime number 44 that doesn't do anything, and then you're late in the river.
Right.
And you didn't, and because you did that, you didn't get the wards you even mentioned yourself you needed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't place them. You only got these 2 wards. So you didn't know when they broke the vision line, so you weren't able to react to it.
Right.
So you forgot your PvP.
Yeah, I know. That's been
Stop doing this at this point. Like, you use so much time to aim it that the amount of time it takes you could just have walked.
This was a game I was trying to just practice the crap that I wanted to get down. But I do know that this is not what I should be doing.
Which is perfect. Go practice Tool.
Okay.
Use 10 minutes a day on just practicing the portal placements.
Okay.
The one from base, the one from there, if you want, the one from alcoves.
Okay. My friends actually tease me for using practice tool, but I keep using it anyway. It's fighting game mentality.
Yeah. Keep practicing how far away from the walls you can place the portals, in what directions, and all this stuff.
Gotcha.
Practice your Q flash as well, and how to change direction of the Q.
Is that actually a big deal? Flash seems like it's just ridiculous, but
Q flash to change direction of the Q is ridiculous. Q flash to make the range bigger is a big deal.
Okay.
That matters a lot because that catches people out a lot for double stuns. Gotcha. But let's say you have a champion here, you have a champion here, and you Q flash to hit the stun here.
Yes.
No, that's fancy shit because you can just Q correctly and it still stuns.
Okay.
Because you can just manipulate your rectangle to stun.
Right on.
Here, right? So you see Vision and Lilia, they overstep, portal, alt, engage. Like right here, right? You just portal through, alt. Here or here. Okay. Lilia's up here by the Udyr. Lilia's basically all they have for their team fights. Without Lilia, they are nothing.
Absolutely.
Right here. They get stunned, so you want to alt one of these 2. I think it's better to alt the Samira. She's easy to insta-kill.
Okay. So when you're in the loading screen, do you already have an idea of what your win condition is and who you should be playing?
Yes, but I changed my opinion about that like 27 times throughout the game, depending on the information I get throughout the game.
Oh wow, okay.
It's good to have a specific goal, but it's even better to be flexible.
Gotcha.
So you don't end up like just tunneling on what you had already decided during the loading screen.
Okay.
You can always be like, this champion is very good late game. If I can get them to late game, it's win-con, right?
Mhm.
But then you also just have 27 other factors that happens throughout the game
Yeah.
that you can't control, and you have to change what
Okay.
you have to do throughout that. So as we started very early in the part of the coaching,
Mhm.
always do whatever you can in whatever situation you're in the best. Don't
Okay.
hope for something that would be better in 5 minutes.
Mhm. Okay.
Make the best decision you can in the given moment, instead of hoping for a better moment in 2 minutes. Meaning that you go for this ult instead of hoping for an even better opportunity in 10 seconds. Because this is the best situation you might have. So
Mhm.
you go for this one. Patience is good, but understanding when not to be patient is also good. Just auto attack that. See, this is like you just have to. You want to hit the Qs all the time. You don't have to hit Q to kill. You just auto attack the slow debuff and she dies.
I know the answer already, but I need to hear it. Q is just for stun. It's not damage, right?
Q is for CC, whether it's a slow or a stun.
Okay.
Obviously, it does damage, but that's not your.
That's not the point. Yeah.
You're bad. You're not playing to do damage. You're playing to add utility.
Yep.
And chaos. The fact that you do damage is a bonus.
Okay. I like that.
You're a utility-based champion, not in the way that Zona is also a utility-based champion, but in the way of enabling your teammates, not making them survive. Weird ass ward you place here. Like, the ward is good, you're gonna kill this turret, you want the ward up here, and you want it when you move away.
Right.
Because right now you're still in sieging, meaning that you're gonna waste, what, like 60 seconds of its duration.
Okay.
So you place that type of ward when you leave, and you leave it as far up as you can, because it's always better to have this crossroad than this crossroad. But this crossroad is obviously better than this crossroad.
Right. So as deep as I can in the mid lane is how I want
it. The deeper you can push the vision, the more controller you get over the entire map.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go over this VOD when we're done many times and try and reduce it to like 4 or 5 sentences of here's what you do. And hopefully it works. Probably gonna have a bunch more lessons with you soon, or down the line anyway.
I'm always flexible, so you just hit me up.
Perfect. There's so much value here, it's insane. Like I have no interest in going pro or anything like that, but my god, dude, this is just fun.
That's good. That's good to hear. Look what you do here, that's a constant as well. This is one of those, like, where you just refuse to reset. You have 1k, your entire team is resetting, but you don't. So, 13:30.
Yeah.
Everyone is resetting, you're not resetting. Now you reset while the rest of your team is back on the map.
Was
meaning
I collecting
that you're now...
chimes or being an idiot?
Yes.
Okay.
You were collecting chimes for 50 seconds.
That's not good. That's not good then?
You want to collect chimes when you're moving back on the map, not when you have to go back to base.
Oh, okay, so reset then chimes. I've been chiming then reset.
You do it very backwards, yeah.
Okay. This helps. This helps a lot.
Oh! You never buy double ones, Mail.
Oh,
they have the same passive. Frozen Heart and Randuins have the same passive, and they don't stack, so you waste gold.
Earlier you were saying I get Randuins and you laughed at me. Here it is.
And you have 200 armor, right? With just Frozen Heart and Tabis. Actually, you have 200. No, you have Conditioning and Tabis. You have 250 armor right now. Right? The more you have of the same stat, the less value it gets.
Okay.
Unless they have a shit ton. So right now you have 250 armor, right?
Yeah.
And you reduce damage by 70%.
Okay.
If you add 170 armor, you reduce damage by 60%.
Oh wow, that's a steep fall off. Wow. Okay.
It is. Like, it's linear, but it's not linear.
Yeah.
Meaning that they have to have so much armor pen to remove all your armor before more armor becomes useful, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, Aurelia relies on a lot of the magic damage he gets from a passive.
He's doing magic damage?
Yes. Vayne relies on her true damage, which is also not reduced by armor. So all that armor you're building is only for the Samira.
Oh no.
So when you get over 200 armor, the best that you can get is either more MR, if you need MR, or HP. Because the more HP you have, the more value it will give you armor.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you want Anathemas here, you want Demonic Embrace here, you want anything that gives HP.
Okay.
Like you can see. So this up here, right?
Yep.
This also does magic damage. Like when you hit like a few times, that like when she takes movement speed away from you.
Yeah.
That's percent magic damage. Like a flat magic damage, it does like 200 damage or something as well.
Off of Bork there?
Yes. So
wow.
Bork has the passive that does after 3 auto attacks, it does magic damage. Okay. But also every auto attack also does physical damage of your current HP. So it's a mixed damage weapon.
Okay.
She also has Divine Sunra, so she has mixed armor and magic pen.
Huh.
Her E and her R are also magic damage. Her W is also magic damage.
So oh my god. So when I see an Irelia, I should be building, I'm going to be building mixed resistance anyway going forward now because you've trained me better.
You have no magic resist against the Nautilus doing a lot of magic damage, Irelia doing a decent amount of magic damage, and Lilia doing a fuck ton of magic damage. You don't want to ult here. Like, you don't want to ult a champion that's already gonna... Like, now you want to ult, right? When she's running away. So you actually get in a position. But because you ult her and your entire team, they can't do anything about that.
So I should be using my ult to chase or to intervene.
You want to ult, to chase, to catch out, or to deny a follow-up on an engage.
Okay.
Do not chase her, just push.
Oh. I would love to know how to just end games, man. We actually get to their nexus and walk away.
You walk with these minutes up and hit the turret instead of me see champion, be chase champion.
Gotcha.
Jogas is doing the right thing. It's you and Yasuo, right?
Yeah.
That's just chasing. If you walk with Yasuo up, with Jogas up here, they have to go all the way around, and you will get some chip damage at the tower.
Yeah.
And every time it falls below a certain threshold, it won't reach over that threshold, the tower.
Okay.
Oh my god, now he chased in as well. You can see, you need magic resist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you walk. You should reset here with Yasuo, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you take 10 extra seconds. So now you're back on the map a lot later as well.
Mm-hmm.
You should be where Yasuo is right now.
So at this point where you're kind of just playing footsies and just walking around the map because nothing's happening, should I be glued to my aid or my carry, or should I try and be in the spot that I want people to be in?
You can't ward alone. You always have to partner up.
Okay.
You want to ward to catch out people, right? You can't ward alone, because if you ward alone, it's very likely you get caught out and die, and then you lose objective.
Okay. This is so cool.
So right now, who should you ult?
Samir's about to get killed. I should have gotten Lilia, because she's about to enter that fight, right?
Look at right here. There are 4 people grouped up.
Mm-hmm. I can't...
it's hard for you to see it, because you're playing with lock camera.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna unlock my camera. I'm gonna just unbind spacebar and just force myself to learn it.
Just teach yourself that to censor the camera, you just click space. Instead of holding space down or having lock camera.
I just hold space down and I need to not do that.
Yep, just ult Aurelia. Ult Aurelia, you win the game.
Really?
Yes, because there's 20-second cooldown, and you just killed Aurelia, then you just push up with your Baron minions.
Oh my goodness, okay. I'm very impressed with how, this is a really dynamic character, but there's not a lot to him at the same time, if that makes sense. You just have to be optimizing 3 things.
That's League of Legends. That's why the game is so loved by so many people, right? Because it's so complex but so simple at the same time.
Yeah. I just there's so much information coming at you, and it's hard to prioritize this, then this, then this, then this.
That's why the session is recorded, so you can always just go back and be like, okay, what were we talking about?
Yeah, like an order of operations in math, but for League of Legends. That's all I need, and we're good to go.
100%.
Does that exist? Do you know in Challenger? Is that what you guys are all keeping secret up there?
Oh yeah, 100%. That's how I got to Challenger. I got
Okay.
the secret book.
Shit.
So right now, when you guys have free push bot lane, you want to just kill top lane.
Okay.
When they then go bot lane, you push top lane and go for their turrets.
So
that's how splitting works. You don't want to force a fight. You just want to wait for them to react to the other side of the map. When they wait to the other side of the map, you make a cross map play.
okay, so us being in the jungle right now is not the play. We should.
No, it's perfectly fine. You just always disengage instead of the two
okay.
friendly people over here who decided to take a 2v4. Like, you're not even paying attention to it because the camera. Right? Like, this is way too late.
It helps him get out. I trade my life for his life. But I absolutely agree with what you're saying. There's
portal down here, take the portal, then auto attack Q her, then run away.
I want to say I try it and I whiff.
No, you just flash. You don't
just flash.
and then you portal, and now you don't have
Q. She comes with the portal, and then she kills me. Yeah.
It's like you do what you have to do in all the wrong orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take portal, Q, then flash.
Gotcha.
But you can see how, like, because you play top side, your teammates took the entire bot lane, right?
Oh, this must hurt to watch. I'm buying randos.
Yeah, it's like a wasted item completely, and like you just got murdered by Lilia, and you're still not thinking you might need them. Like, look, 30 armor, like what? Against Vayne. Like, Vayne is the one who's doing damage to you, which is true damage.
So, would it, like, let me just spitball two ideas. Replace Randoins with Force of Nature, and that takes of Lilia. Should I then get Anathemas for Vayne?
You don't have more item slots after that.
That's true. Would it be better to get Anathemas in this situation, or Force?
Anathemas doesn't reduce true damage. Nothing reduces true damage.
I guess that's why it's called true damage. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So no, you never link Anathemas to champions like Vayne or Camille, champions that have a high amount of true damage, because well, you wasted 30% reduced damage.
Would Force be more useful, or Chains for Lilia in this situation?
Force of Nature is way more useful.
Way more? Okay.
Because it's not burst damage, yes, it's damage over time. And that's why Force of Nature shines.
Okay. Now, should I be with Vigar right now because he's going 1v3 and just in deep, or...
Vega needs to not be that far up. If you go up to Vega, body language will force him to feel more safe. You not being there will force him further back.
Okay.
But you should always be close to him to bail him out.
Right. So where should I be? Because I think at this point I'm actually telling my friend, I'm like, where do I go?
You guys have to kill topside, right? I mean that you want to ward up this area so they can never flank you guys.
Is it as simple as which turret do they have?
Yes. Yes.
You're kidding.
The cleanest way to win is you take one lane.
Yep.
Then you take the next lane, and then you take the last one. That's the cleanest way. What most people do is bunga bunga, they run mid lane, right?
Yep.
And keep forcing, and they never get anything because they can't push their leads. When their super minions pushing up in one lane and two lanes, and you push this one up, someone has to deal with these super minions, meaning that it's easier for you to push up here.
So should I try and go bot top mid or bot mid top, or does that really matter?
That depends on what order the dragon or baron spawns in. You always play around where the objective is about to spawn.
Okay.
So if all three towers are up and the dragon is about to spawn and there's no baron, you tend to play mid or bot lane. You never play top.
Okay.
If the baron is about to spawn but no dragon, you tend to play mid to top.
Is this where people are saying which half of the map has more money on it and play on that half?
No, it has nothing. It has nothing about to do with money. It's about expecting what the next fight will be and being in a situation where you can react to the fight.
Okay. Okay.
Why not Alta Aurelia here?
Oh, you'll see. Okay.
Hey!
I watch your streams.
Fantastic.
Learning.
You are. Good. Don't chase.
Oh, we're silver though.
I'm happy to see UD and stuff though. Like you can see like you chase and then
we get nothing out of this.
So you should portal up here. At this point, you should just walk the mini wave in the mid lane and end.
Okay.
And that's very likely what's gonna happen because even if you guys try to troll it, it shouldn't be able to be trolled. Oh, okay.
I thought she was gonna kill me, and then I also thought I had flash up and I could ult her and flash out. Nothing happens, and I leave, and we all die.
How did that happen? So just focus the turrets here.
Yeah.
Right, just kill the turrets. Like, what does it matter? No exhaust used.
All silver turns into team deathmatch, and a bad one at that.
Yeah, you just don't use your exhaust ever. So at this point, right, either learn to use exhaust or start using ignite instead.
I'm gonna be using exhaust the way, like, treating it as if it's challenger smite, but like knowing that I don't need to auto them to make that connection, and it should be any duel, any 2v2, any whatever. Once they go in, I pop it. It's gonna be really nice.
You got Dragon now, both inhibitors are down, Baron is about to spawn. You put Vision topside, you make sure mid lane is always pushed, you push top lane, and then you go for Baron, and then you turn, like the first person that comes into the river to face take, you ult them and engage on them. That's how you close out this game.
It's really that simple.
It's so simple. You wasted your Q.
Yeah, I definitely did, yeah.
Just always go for the newest person.
Okay.
Don't get baited out by Lilias. It's kind of like Sins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hit her when you can hit her instead of trying to chase her.
Gotcha. Yeah, once she commits, so I kind of just have to let her be the initiate there.
Yep. Exhaust.
No exhaust.
Leave. What the fuck?
I come back. I do the exhaust when it's not needed, as is tradition.
Mm-hmm. And now you can end. Surely, there's no one to stop you.
I hope. Man. Yeah, we end here.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you have any finishing questions?
I
made sure this session was a lot longer than it normally is, by the way, because I was so delayed, and I felt so bad.
No, dude, I'm so sorry for making it run on long. I asked a bunch of silly questions too.
I made it run long because I allowed it, right? I didn't ring the bell, which I would normally do because I felt bad. I delayed you by 30 minutes. So there's no reason for you to feel bad now. That's the least I can do. Well, do you have any finishing questions or anything?
Yes, I really appreciate what you've showed me so far. If you had 2 things for me to work on, if we reduce this whole thing, because I'm going to digest it all on my own, but what's 2 main things that I need to do or start doing that'll have a big impact on my game, if you can recall?
Fix luck camera, okay. which will lead into fixing your ults.
Okay.
You're way too hesitant with your ults, right? And then just incorporate fully that you always auto attack before you queue, because you miss way too many queues when you start team fighting, because you're just throwing them out on full movement speed targets.
Okay.
And then fix your positioning in the way that we talked about in the cake. You always want to be in the middle, so you can react to whoever is closest and needs the help.
Okay.
Always focus on the closest targets instead of the targets like Lilia that just runs in and out. Don't get baited into a chase, basically.
Okay. This is so good.
And of course. And if you have any future questions, anything at all, right? Yeah. Just hit me up on Discord. If there's anything, I'm always there to answer questions.
That's incredible. I really appreciate that. I'm probably gonna let this all marinate and learn, and then I'll hit you up for another session in a month or so, just to see how I've come along and what needs work, and I'll make sure that it sticks to the time, which would be cool. If you're looking for more training videos to do, it'd be really cool to see a Bard matchup tier list or something. It doesn't have to be a tier list, but just an approach to each sort of situation. I think that'd be really helpful, because when I play into a Pyke, I have no idea what I should be doing. Or when I play into a friggin' what's the fire guy? Brand. Fuck Brand, dude. And more combat as well. Ugh. I've got some champions that I just do not like to fight.
So I made like a YouTube like a comment thingy to hear what people wanted, and I've gotten a lot of feedback. So we're gonna work on a lot of different things.
That's so cool. I can't wait. Your channel is incredible, so I'm looking forward to that.
Good to hear. What Elo was this game in exactly again? Silver,
so
right?
this would be silver, yeah. Silver
Yes.
2, and I'm pretty sure the Yasuo I'm playing with should be like gold, but this is silver 2 for sure.
Fantastic. Just making sure here, because I always put like exact rank and everything to make it easier for everyone.
Yeah, no, that actually is really good. Not enough people do that. People be like, "Oh, low Elo," and then they say platinum. Oh, man. Like, yeah, low, it's low Elo to you guys, but us mere mortals, not as much.
Or implement all the things we talked about, and you're gonna get to platinum within a month.
Oh my god!
It should not be too hard.
Okay.
Obviously, as we talked about, like you make like a billion small mistakes, right? And those small mistakes adds up. If you can just start fixing small mistake after small mistake after small mistake, you're gonna see progress like instantly. It's gonna be very, very fast.
I am looking forward to that a lot.
Yes.
Is this on your YouTube channel? If I can reference it again, or
it's maybe we're gonna edit it in the future, or anything. But right now it's just gonna be a private video. I'm gonna send to you, so you always can rewatch it.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much for that.
I am already uploading right now. You should have it tomorrow, since I'm heading to bed soon.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot how late it is for you, eh?
Oh, that's no issues. Like that is no issues at all.
Jeez. Okay. Well, I will let you get going then. This has been better than any type of coaching I could have ever received. Like I had a zillion guy who was really good, but this like blew him out of the water. I had a joke. Yeah. You're just really good at what you do, mate. This is insane. So thank you.
I appreciate that a lot, mate. Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun as well, so happy to do it.
I will show you more cringe clips down the road in the next session.
I'm sure of it. I'm looking forward to it. Have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend, mate.
You too. Take care.
Take care. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. 15 out of 10. I learned so much.